Hi, I'm Alborn, the Virginia Trout Bum, and I'm sitting here by Jeremy's Run. It's Tuesday, November 3rd, a beautiful day, a beautiful fall day with leaves falling all around me. And I thought I'd talk a little bit about gear. I have 10 different Tenkara or fixed line rods, depending on which school of thought you belong to. Got a half a dozen of the Tenkara USA rods that Daniel Gajardo makes. All three of the TFO fixed line rods. They're 8.5 foot, 10.5 foot, and 11.5 foot. And I've got a Badger Tenkara Bad Axe that my friend Dave Schmidt makes. Those rods include a lot of zoom rods and a lot of advancements, but at the end of the day, I like a fixed length, relatively short rod. And so when I go in the woods, I travel with what my first rod and my favorite, which is the Awana. First rod I bought off of Tenkara USA's website, simple 11-foot rod, and I actually travel with two of them. After I realized how much I enjoyed Tenkara, I bought a second one so I could take friends with me, and I've used it a couple times. So one of these was the standard 11, and the other one is shortened to 9 feet 3 inches, I think, with a special handle Tenkara USA used to make the Awana a shorter rod for guys like me. You can't find it anymore. So these are the rods I've been strapping to my pack these days. I rotate through the other ones too, but Awana remains my favorite rod. Now I'll talk about how I rigged this a little bit. I'll provide links to the knots, but there's a lot of line choices. There's the furrowed lines, traditional Japanese lines, originally made out of horsehair, but now out of synthetics. There's the level monofilament lines that you can buy from a number of places. And then there's traditional fly line. I switched to traditional fly line a couple of years ago, mainly because it was easier to teach and easier to cast. Now this particular line is made by Cortland, especially for fixed line fishing or Tenkara rods. You can only get it, that I know of, a couple of places. You can get it on TFO's website. If you search on fixed line fly fishing or Tenkara, or Patagonia, they also sell it. And it's really a bargain when you think about it. It's 40 feet for 15 bucks. So I cut that into 3 lengths. I cut an 8-foot line, a 12-foot line, and a 20-foot line. And I also carry a full 40-foot length just in case it's a really bad day. The beauty of level line is if I want to turn an 8 and a 12 into a 20, I can tie them together. I fix my level line to what's called a Lillian using a simple overhand slip knot, and you'll find a link on my website on how to tie that by someone who will show you much better than I. I use these easy keepers, which you can order off Amazon or from our good friend Tenkara Bum, one of my favorite websites, Tenkara Bum. Anything you ever wanted to do with any kind of Japanese fly fishing, you go to Tenkara Bum. And this is how I travel with my line. I'm using an 8-foot line up here in the woods, and when my fly isn't caught on my extra piece of paracord, so it looks a lot more graceful. At the end of my 8-foot line, I tie a perfection loop, and I'll give you there's a link later on how to tie one of these. Basically, it's a loop at the end of the fly line, like you'll find on fly line you buy over at Orvis to hook their leaders and tippets onto. And I use about 8-foot line and 3 to 4 feet of tippet. And I'm a big fan of the Davy knot. If you haven't looked that up, I tie my fly to my tippet with a Davy knot. And there's a link here showing you how to tie one of those. It's an incredibly fast, strong knot, often used by professional fishermen because it's so quick to tie. And I tie it because I'm an old guy who is looking for easy stuff to do. By the way, I'm tying a kabiri on the end of that, and I'm going to talk about flies in another video. So that's my rig, 8-foot level fly line made by Cortland. I got mine through TFO with 3 to 4 feet of number 5 tippet. And frankly, a long time ago, following Daniel Gajardo's advice, I gave up on carrying lots of tippet. Fish up here don't know the difference. Followed by a Japanese kabiri fly. And I'm ready to fish. This is Alborn, the Virginia Trout Bum, signing off for now.